Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Two Blonde Bimbos podcast. We don't have a specific intro in mind yet, but I am Rosey Blair, and this over here
is Ashlee Hartley. We literally don't have an opener and we're going to come up with one, but we're just riffing. Rifting? Is that the right word? Riffing?
It's riffing.
Oh my God. Two Blonde. This is the perfect name for me, you guys. I can't even pronounce riffing right.
There we go, homie.
We are live.
Hello.
Well, not live, but you know what I mean.
Live from California, from beautiful, sunny Redondo Beach, California.
And Dallas.
And Dallas, Texas.
Dallas. Okay, I'm very excited because I think we should talk about how we even thought about getting this started or how we met or any of the details.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't believe you even want to do a podcast with me. And when you said you wanted to do podcasts on your stories, I was like, hello, me. And I thought you were never going to respond.
Was that honest. It? Were you literally, did I say like, should I do a podcast someday?
You said, should I do a podcast? And or who should I do a podcast with? And I said me, and you were like, wait, we should do a podcast.
Easy. Yeah. That was an easy thing to agree to because you're so fun and you speak so quickly. And I feel like what I can bring to a podcast is I can probably be a little bit more like bring in like a snarky one-liner, but I like when somebody else like you can like be directing everything with your energy. So easy. Yes.
Charlie always says I'm very animated and I didn't realize that. And then you said it too. And I was like, oh, I guess I am really animated. But I bet people are wondering why we are calling it Two Blonde Bimbos.
Well, we're blonde.
We're blonde. Easy. So, and bimbos. I mean,
there's been like a resurgence of bimbo, not a resurgence, but like a new appreciation for what bimbos were and are. And I think that both of us love a lot of the same people. Like we're both Anna and Nicole Smith fans.
Oh, a lot. I love. When you told me that there was one story or something I posted that you said I look like her, I was like, that's such a compliment.
Oh yeah. It's the best compliment I can give too.
I love all that stuff.
That's like full love.
People probably think bimbos is probably a negative thing. I do not think it's a negative thing. I think it's a very cool thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that it gives us an excuse to really play into things that we're naturally attracted to. Pink.
Juicy couture shirt.
Juicy couture sparkles.
We'll get into things, all the rhinestones. I can't wait. But yeah, I'm very excited to be doing this podcast because I've wanted to be more candid and show a different side of me on something. Yeah. Obviously, we both do social media full time, and that is one side of it. But there's a whole nother side of both of us, including Rosey being the funniest person in the entire world. So,
oh my God, I think you're the funniest person in the entire world.
I think people don't think I'm funny until I do something. Like they don't realize like I'm kind of weird, and people are always like surprised. I think it's because when you have a curated feed, people assume you're like a certain way. But I'm like, there is more to us. Just
absolutely. Well, you're buck wild, and I got that. I don't know when I was like, oh, she's different, and I feel like I do follow a lot of women with very beautiful curated feeds. I toss my sunglasses to the side; they're not coming back on. I was like, if they're right here on my desk, I'm gonna fidget with them. So we were both wearing sunglasses. For those of you who are listening only via audio, but
it was a moment.
We have a video version of this podcast, so I'm gonna go ahead and plug that too. It exists.
Yeah.
But I follow a lot of women with really beautiful curated feeds, but I find that the people that I like personally become fans of and respond to are people that have like a more candid, intimate presentation on their stories. And you do.
I agree.
Yeah, you do.
Your stories though are awesome, as well as your TikToks. And
thank you.
I think what you're doing on TikTok is pretty epic. So
thank you.
I think you're going to go far. I'm just excited because we can talk about whatever we want to talk about on here. And it's like our podcast.
Dude, I'm so jacked about it. I think what everyone needs to know is that Ashlee and I had several DM conversations on Instagram about how we wish that there was a place where we could represent a part of our personality that we feel isn't necessarily like Instagram friendly. So, I mean, we're not going to be crossing any boundaries of like something like radically inappropriate or, problematic.
It's a little more candid moments, like not so scripted or put together, just kind of like it's kind of like when you see those, not saying we are celebrities by any means, but when people are like, celebrities are just like us, they would go grocery shopping, and you're like, okay. I feel like people assume that like either your life is perfect or something, or that you're this way or that way. And I feel like this will give people a little bit better understanding on things we like, pop
Mm,
culture stuff that you love to talk about, all
mm.
kinds of things. And speaking of that, I need you to explain that word that you sent me. The
Oh,
C.
Cheugy?
Yeah.
Cheugy. Oh, baby. I
What is that?
So the New York Times published an article this last weekend, I think, and it's about this new phenomenon, this new word. It's currently popping off on TikTok. So,
Really?
I mean, if we want to get our SEO like shit up for this podcast, we gotta put Cheugy in the title of this podcast,
What
honey.
is chuggy though? What does it mean?
So Cheugy, it was a term originated by a small group of friends, and it's to refer to a certain type of woman. And I think that woman, like now they're saying that men too, but frankly, a lot of it's like very female derived. But so this group of women, I think they're just a friend group, but they started like an Instagram account called like Chug Life or something like that. I'll get something specific, but a chuggy person is probably someone in our generation, so a millennial, and
Okay.
they like chevron print, they
Stop.
like pumpkin spice lattes.
Oh, okay. I'm getting the vibe. When you said chevron, I immediately, you know what? And to be honest, I probably have some of those traits in me because I
Yeah.
definitely, when I lived in Dallas, I had a chevron chair.
Oh, cute. You
Wow,
can't not.
the yellow chevron chair. And pumpkin spice. You love pumpkin spice lattes, don't you?
I literally have so much stuff that says pumpkin spice. I feel like I am a seasonal chug myself. So like I get extra chuggy in like at September onward. It's
Oh
like
yeah, for
September through
sure.
December, ultimate chug.
Yeah.
So
So it's like
um
chevron, pumpkin spice lattes. Is there other things that they consider?
yeah. So what I thought was so funny because I just actually bought this to like have like a like a nostalgia moment, but like women who use Juicy Couture perfume are considered chuggy.
Whoa, I have not used
Yeah.
that. I haven't smelt that in a long time.
They think that like people, it just, to me it seems like really what they're actually trying to say is like chugginess are people that really haven't left
'Cause
2010
that's what it seems like.
through 2013. And to me that's just reflective of like, I think that all generations at some point kind of find an area of their maturation that they're sort of comfortable in living
Mhm.
in constantly.
It's a familiarity. It's like a nostalgic thing too. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
you feel like excited about those things. I mean, I get excited about when fall comes around, I'm like in the mode of fall things,
Dude,
all the things like that. That's like my favorite thing. So I didn't know chuggy. First of all, that word is hilarious sounding. Like
yes.
I don't
So like
even
I think I even have a Ray Dunn candle, but they say that Ray Dunn is like super.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, homie, I feel like I'm gonna go through my desk right now and like, I don't think that's a smart idea, but it's a specific type of brand that like has like, it's a candle and it's like in handwriting. They have like a printed word or phrase on this
Okay.
candle, and it's like in a handwriting font, and it'll be like Boss Babe. Oh, Boss Babe culture is very chuggy. MLMs are chuggy.
MLMs. Oh, living in the South, especially, MLMs are like
Oh, I think that
everywhere.
we'll just like change it to like Chattachooga down here in the South.
Chuka.
Chattachooga. I mean, I've been integrating the word chuggy like since I've learned this phrase on Sunday. It's now, what is it, Wednesday? The Thursday. I have no idea what day of the week it
I
is.
like now want to get on TikTok and make a TikTok about Chugi.
I was gonna do like a chuggy haul and like show all my chuggy
This is
stuff or like
hilarious.
my chuggy treasures.
That's actually really funny.
And
Is this
because
like Gen Z people claiming that we're like, are they naming these people Chugi? Is that
yeah,
where the name came
yeah,
from?
yeah.
Okay, I love it.
I do too. And I kind of like, I'm not insulted by it at all. And what's two of our fave bimbos, Holly Madison
Oh,
and
love
Trisha
her.
Paytas, are leaning hard into Chug life, and they're making tons of Chug videos right now on TikTok.
Okay, well, I think I need to make a Chug video then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
Gotta.
gosh. I read Holly Madison's book I had when it came out. But I find them both very fascinating. Obviously, we both love Trisha Paytas. So
Yes. I'm so influenced by Holly Madison. I just watched, I'm a big fan of her YouTube channel that she's been posting on lately. She's very
oh.
into like old school YouTuber content. So I was shocked at how quickly I bought something literally yesterday. I think maybe you would love this too.
Yeah, what is it?
Do you know Besame Cosmetics? That
No, I don't.
Besame Cosmetics is a Burbank, California based brand. So
Okay.
for people who don't know, Burbank is an area of Los Angeles where there's tons of vintage stores. And I think a lot
Mm-hmm.
of like, there's like a rockabilly pinup community that resides in Burbank.
Oh,
And it's
that's
really,
really
really fun.
cool.
And they have a boutique there called Besame Cosmetics. And it's like it's out of the 1940s. They sell
Oh,
all
shoot, that's so
throwback
cool.
style cosmetics. It's beautiful. Like they sell like pancake, like
That's what I was
mascara.
imagining.
Yeah.
That's
And
so cool.
the packaging is so elegant and beautiful. And they just came out with a Marilyn Monroe collection that comes with like a
Oh
face
my
chart to
God.
like do your makeup. So I bought Holly like basically hauled the collection on her YouTube channel. And I was like, done. I like screamed. I grabbed my phone and I was
And
like, I
just
have
bought
to
it.
buy it. Yeah. So that's en route to me currently. And
I
I
want
don't
to,
know.
you tell me how it is. Cause I'm curious about, have you ever bought anything from them before?
Yeah, I have. I actually, I think not the most recent time I was in Los Angeles visiting you, but the last time I was there like a year ago, I went to the boutique with Houston and they're so sweet in there. It was, I think, on Halloween
Oh, that's fun.
because we were going to go to the Cicada Club downtown.
Okay.
Have
I have
you?
not been, obviously,
Ooh,
pandemic.
I feel like I'm
I'm
just
ready
going to
for
be,
Halloween already. I mean, I saw a countdown that said Halloween is like what? A few months. What did someone say? They said the countdown to Halloween. I think it was like what, a few months? What is it? May, June, July, August. I'm like
today
counting.
is May.
So it's like 5 months away, 6 months
Damn,
away.
damn. We
Because it
got to
was
get
like
our
a few weeks
costumes.
ago and it was like 6 months till Halloween. And I was like, yeah, we need costumes.
Do you ever want to do those like, I think a lot of influencers kill it on Halloween and I feel like I'm amped for Halloween in like the end of August, but by the time Halloween happens, I'm burnt out and
Oh
I'm
yeah.
over it.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah.
it's Christmas.
No, I shot and did styled most of my Halloween stuff like way before Halloween.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
because it
smart.
gets, yeah. But this last year was probably because we were in a pandemic. I felt like I had the time to, so I like really tried to do a bunch of different things. And for me, I find that like an outlet, it's like super fun for me to like do my makeup different, wear a wig, like have
Yeah.
darker hair, like do something crazy like that. So I feel like this Halloween, I'm like already. I saw actually speaking of Trisha Paytas, and I saw Trisha and Ethan did the Beetlejuice.
Yeah. It
Um,
was fantastic.
they were. It was so good, and Charlie was like, "We need to. This needs to be one of our costumes."
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so good. So I need to already start planning that because
Well,
Halloween to me is just like so fun.
I want us to be the Maitlands then, if you're going to be Beetlejuice and the
I
Winona
love
Ryder
that.
character.
Yes,
Because I love Gina Davis in that movie. Like low key, I think that she's got the cutest little cottagecore look
she
happening.
does. Cottagecore. Oh
She's
my god, that's another thing.
And that was a hot time for Alec Baldwin. Yowza.
Oh my god, I forgot. Yes,
Yowza.
Yowza. Yeah, that was a hot time for him, wasn't it? Mm.
Yeah.
I just think that I need to like plan that. You and Houston definitely need to do some serious couples costumes. Did you guys do
Mhm.
anything last year?
Yeah, we did two
Oh, you did
things.
the was it the Ratatouille or something?
We did Julie and
Not
Julia.
Ratat.
We
That's what
did
I'm
like
thinking.
Julia Child and her husband Paul
That
Child.
was the funniest costume because it was so spot on and so well done. I
Thank
loved
you.
it. It was so good. He was so cute in that.
Well, I mean, like I was attracted to him because I was like, he's kind of got Stanley Tucci vibes.
He
Mama
know when
loves.
you said that, he absolutely does have Stanley.
Hmm.
And we were watching, actually, he just put out like some travel show.
You were
And I
watching
literally,
that too?
oh my God, it's so good. It makes me want to travel. Every time I'm like, you're in Italy. Cool. Let me go. But he does remind me, Houston reminds me of Stanley Tucci, which is a huge compliment.
Did you watch the one where he was in Naples and going to the mozzarella farm and
Yep.
getting the San Marzano tomatoes?
Tomatoes. Yeah,
Ooh,
because all I wanted to do was eat at
ooh,
that
I could
point.
watch that man eat for a long time though. He,
He has like a cocktail series too, I think.
yeah, we have
He's
his cookbook. We need a cook out of it. Ooh, I want to make Houston cook out of the Stanley Tucci cookbook for content. Oh my God.
he is a very like aged like fine wine man. He is so attractive.
Mm,
It's ridiculous.
It's like, he's got those like low key biceps that you're like,
I
what?
know. They come out, you're just like turns to the side and it's like pow. You're like, oh, so you're like wow, you have guns. So that's cool. His
He
style
reminds
is
me
also impeccable.
he reminds me so much like in the face of Gene Kelly.
Oh, I could see that a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think his style, his glasses, his way he like carries himself and
Mhm.
stuff is like,
He's like classic man, 1940s, like, oof. Oof.
everyone. We are now Stanley Tucci major fans over here.
I've been one. I don't know where you've been at, but I've been one. So
So what is the new topic? We need to talk about something besides Stanley Tucci because people are gonna be like,
Cheugy,
Cheugy, Cheugy. I need to get on the Cheugy life though, for real though.
Cheugy train. Gosh, where are we editing this? Are
Yes,
we
we
just
can
letting
edit.
it?
We can cut.
I'm
We can
so
cut
into that.
things.
Okay, cool. Because then, like,
No,
if I'm
because
like
Ethan Klein and Trisha both have jump cuts. So
amazing, we need those because I want to be free enough to say whatever I want, but also this weekend Elon Musk is hosting Saturday
I
Night Live,
know Charlie had told me the minute it was posted, I was like, this will be very interesting.
right?
And
And
Miley Cyrus, right? Was
yes, I love
performing.
Miley. I
Yeah, me
do.
too.
Are
I
you
actually
gonna
just saw her
watch?
house. I saw they revealed her new house design and it's
Ooh,
like stunning. Like
ooh,
it's dark and moody, but like done very well. I'm gonna watch it. I'm kind of curious to his like opening and stuff.
yeah. I've seen like I know that cast members have been told that they didn't have to appear alongside him if they didn't want to. So I think it'll be very interesting to see
Oh,
like who has chosen to stay on. And
oh
also I know
wow.
that they don't have to, but in situations like that, there are always like repercussions. So I feel like a mainstay, one of the performers who's more seasoned, like
Mm-hmm.
a Kate McKinnon or an AD Bryant, I
Yeah.
think they could easily not appear alongside him and it wouldn't be a big deal. But I feel like some of the kids that are I say kids, they're adults, but some of the, like the featured performers,
Yep.
I just wonder if it would reflect poorly on them to not appear.
It's like
If they're feeling
pressure.
like if they feel like
Yeah.
they're in a position to like make a choice,
Yeah. I get that. Also, speaking of 80 Bryan, I'm very excited about the new season of Shrill.
Friday,
I know. I'm
Friday.
very excited. I get so excited, but I hate it because then I watch it in like 5 seconds and I'm like, no. Like I
You
love
have
this
to let
show
this
so much.
this is the last season, so you have to stretch it out.
Oh God. I don't know if I knew if it was last season or not. That's so sad.
Yeah,
I loved her. I even love her outfits in that show. I just love it so much. She's so
they're
cute.
so good. They're so good. And I feel like it's one of the most honest shows about like a fat perspective that I've ever seen. And
Yeah.
I hope it has a good viewership. Like I know that like I'm basically preaching to the choir because my community is all like plus size women
Mm-hmm.
who probably really identify with that show. So I have no
Yeah.
idea like if like my random straight size comedy friends are like pumped about
I
the new
just think
season of
even
show.
if you aren't, at least for me, like even if you aren't plus size, I feel like that show is just really well done. And
Yeah.
I kind of hope that it gets like that credit, even though it does resonate with people who are in the plus size community. I also hope people realize like even whatever size you are, that show is so well done and so well written and like has like a good message and is so funny. And I just really like her as a person. I think she's
Yeah.
fabulous.
I think her impact will be realized far after she's like left her scene or like, left her
Mhm.
mark. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think that she's kind of slowly been under the radar changing stuff because I definitely feel like there haven't been like fat shaming jokes or impressions on Saturday Night Live since she's been on
That's
the
a really
show.
good point, actually, because there hasn't been.
No, and I
Because
just
we
feel
watch it
like
pretty regularly, and
so do we.
no. So she probably has made an impact in that way.
Yeah. Because I think just her mere presence there has like shifted. Like you can't like show up to work in that intimate of a work environment and be like, hey, everybody, here's my pitch for this sketch. It's going to be this celebrity eating a bunch of ice cream sandwiches. I feel like you
Yeah.
can't do that while she's in the room, and especially while she's such a powerful voice in the room.
Yeah. Speaking of the body positive community, this is like a hot topic right
Hot
now.
topic.
So, you know how there are the videos that a lot of them are going viral, but like getting a lot of backlash
Mm-hmm.
about the straight sized women that are like sticking out their stomach and then Like it's going, a lot of people are getting like millions of views, but they're getting like a lot of backlash. And I saw a couple of my friends actually recently talk about this. And there is something that like, I don't know how we got to this point, I guess. I'm very confused by it. It rubs me very the wrong way. Um, I don't know. It's just like weird for me to see because I just saw another person go viral and it's like, I don't understand that. I guess, especially because I'm in that like, you're obviously have a plus size community. I have a split between, but it's just interesting for me to see that
I
because
think what it is like, because I used to be more upset about it. I feel like a part of me is like, yeah, that fucking sucks, but also I don't care. I think what I'm butthurt about is that the body positive community has been started by, lots of different groups of people
Mhm.
prior to like what it is now. And now it's like at its most diluted, most commercialized kind of
Mhm.
version of itself when it used to be
Yeah.
rooted in really intense activism. And I mean, obviously, there are still plenty of people fighting that fight and good on them. But it's really weird and disheartening to see the people that are successful and successfully monetizing that type of
Monetizing.
content.
I think that's what's kind of rubbing me like really the wrong way is the monetization and the people that grow from that and they know they grow
Mm,
from that and so that's they keep doing it and I'm like it's to me it's more damaging than helping in a lot of situations.
yeah.
So it's like but agree with not caring. I guess it's more of understanding where I feel like all of a sudden there was like so many videos of like these straight size women doing this, but I guess it does come down to when you think about it, they have to know they're going to gain traction from those videos. So I
Yeah.
guess it is kind of like
I,
a viral world we live in.
it's weird because there are people, there are accounts that I do not doubt that they're coming from it from a very genuine perspective. I raise my eyebrows when it's every post that you do,
Yeah, I
because
agree.
I am a marginalized person who is made fun of in public, who can't fit in certain theater seats, who I have to check to see if the plane has availability for me to
Hmm.
book another seat. Like I was at a theme park with you recently and I couldn't ride on a ride. Like I
Yeah.
am impacted by my size. Am I creating content about my size explicitly with every single
No,
one of my Instagram posts? No,
no.
I'm not. And I'm a person who I would even say that like I experience like my size has more impact on my psyche on a day-to-day basis
Yeah,
than a lot of
absolutely.
these, women who I think it's kind of like I think a lot of it is like I used to be a conventionally attractive woman is like what these women are saying, but I'm not anymore. And that's where I see the facade, I guess, kind of
Hmm.
come off of it is that if you are a thin person who doesn't deal with like if you're a thin white woman who is not queer, who is conventionally attractive, and every single post that you make is how like your body is okay to love and stuff like that, and you haven't necessarily experienced ED, and you don't like if you don't create fact like information about like
Yeah.
recovery, et cetera, if you're just a bunch of comparison photos, I it's really hard and difficult for me to believe that you aren't chasing clout.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I would,
It was actually there was a point to be very candid. It was very hard for me at one point because I feel like I think every person that's a creator kind of feels like this. You hit a point where it's like a plateau. You kind of feel like, oh, maybe you're not growing as fast as you want or
yeah.
in seen. And then in my head, I would see people all of a sudden just like rise with these like side by side photos or every post. And it kind of bummed me out because, you know, I mean, I think all of us especially you, people I know, we put a lot of effort into the content we create.
Mm-hmm.
So for a while, I was kind of like, well, shit. Like if I just posted a side by side photo and that was,
500,000 followers.
yeah. And that's why I was like, well, fuck. And so that's where it was like really rubbing me the wrong way because I was like, I try so hard to create stuff that is of value. And I
Yeah.
know in the long run, and Charlie's always like, Ashlee, you have to realize everyone hits, I think it's like you see those graphs with creators that are like, you have your ups, then it goes down, and then you're always going to have these like moments. But I was just like having such a moment where I was like, well, shit, I'm plateauing, having imposter syndrome. Even recently, I had imposter syndrome because I feel like I want to be funny, but I feel like I'm not cool enough to be funny or
Not
something.
true.
Like it's so weird. It's so bizarre. And I like get in my own head. And I think it is partially because I see these TikTok creators and I'm like, damn, you are so funny. Like these clips are like 10 seconds long, but it's like so capturing. And I'm like, I want to like break open that part of me, but I'm like terrified.
Yeah.
And so I'm like trying to work past that right now because it's like a vulnerable thing for me. You're obviously putting something new out on the internet and it's like scary, scary times.
I hear that. No, it's comedy is such a weird world to live in. And I have a lot of like emotional distress around if if I've said something offensive, because I have had like I created something that I felt was innocuous that turned out to be harmful, and it impacted me and it impacted other people. And I have definitely been very, very nervous to create anything comedic because I don't really trust my sense of humor after,
Yeah.
going viral and then being critiqued in some cases rightfully, and then in some cases like pretty, pretty heavily.
Yeah.
And it's really made me terrified to let a lot of my personality shine, especially comedically. And I feel like the way that I settle with it is that I don't look to make comedy now. I look to comedically create the same content that I'm creating.
Yeah. That's a good way of saying it. That's what you
And
do.
yeah, and it's like, I rather be like trying to do a bunch of comedy bits on TikTok, or do I want to do the same type of media that I make on Instagram, but through comedic lens? And that to me is a lot more of a comfortable place to live in.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what you do as well. And I think that you do that well.
I think it's changed. I think it's changing over time. 'Cause for a while, I think it was, the last few years have changed, especially with like the last year of what's been going on. But
Mhm.
I think everyone felt like they had to be so on. And I think we've talked about this before of just like being more authentic in certain aspects on your platform. I think
Yeah.
people will relate to it a lot better. So I feel
Well,
like just showing like weird bits of my life or like what people connect with that because at the end of the day, we're all human and like we all do the same things.
I think that you brought up authenticity, and I think that there's something that we could speak on about that, is that, so like looking at your own media, I think that something that feels authentic to you is creating beautiful DSLR images that are editorial and
Mhm.
stunning. And that's an authentic part of who you are. But I think that if you threw up a cell phone photo that you
Yeah.
had to make yourself take, that like you're like, hey, I have to do it on a phone, I have to do something candid, I have to do
Yeah.
like a photo dump, it's going to be seen as more authentic, but it might be something that you had to try harder
Harder
to.
for yeah,
Yeah.
to
And I
create
think,
actually. Yeah.
yeah. And like, I remember whenever I started kind of pulling more into that type of content creation, I was like, okay, I have to remember to take a bunch of pictures on my phone, which I never do.
I know.
Um,
I know people think photo dumps are easy. I'm like, they're actually kind of hard. And that sounds wild, but they are.
there's an art to them for sure. I think there's an art to, it's almost like, how natural makeup is sometimes harder
Oh
to
my gosh,
achieve.
very hard.
And I think that's the same quality. And so I just want to like pose to an audience that like what you term as authentic may be extraordinarily inauthentic to the
Mhm.
person behind the camera, or behind the whatever the content is.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a weird obsession with authenticity that I think like, who gives a fuck? I love inauthentic shit. Like I love something that's highly produced. I love a facade. I love
That's
like,
why
I mean,
I mentioned the other day too about like or creating like a new person, like a persona. Like that's why I think I like photos too, is because you can create different concepts of who you are through an
mm,
image.
yeah.
And I think that's so fun. I think that's again why I like Halloween so much because that's really fun.
And that's why I like, and here we go, baby. That's why I like bimbos, or women that have been termed as bimbos, because I think there's something about like, like an Anna Nicole Smith or a Trisha
Absolutely.
Paytas, someone who has completely like fabricated what their outward appearance is,
Mhm.
but it's completely authentic to
It's
who they are
authentic.
inside.
Yeah.
I think that Trisha or Anna or Pam Anderson or any of those
Mhm.
great, Marilyn Monroe, any of those women, to me, that's like the facade in itself is authenticity.
Authenticity. It is. I think that's also because I felt like that probably a lot of my life. People kind of had a preconceived notion of me, or maybe like, I think we all had it, maybe weren't the cool kids or something, or people just perceived you in a way that you didn't want to, even if it was authentic to who you were.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why I do love those people. And I do love all the people that were called bimbos and had, like you said, a facade. I think it's who they were.
Oh my God. Like I love a big tittied blonde lady so
And just to
much.
think they were doing that before, like, obviously it is more acceptable for women to have the power over their body and have control and be out there. I mean, shit, I'm half naked on a lot of my photos too. Just naturally, that's just how I like to be. But that was back when they were getting a lot of heat for that.
Yeah. I think it was so risky for a lot of these women, like a Dolly Parton, like
God, I love Dolly Parton.
like a Marilyn Monroe, like God, who else? Who's that chick that
Who's
got
that?
her head cut off?
Wait, why do I feel like I don't know this?
There's a famous
Googled.
film actress. Hold on, it'll come to me. It's who Anna Nicole Smith is also compared to. She is a blonde, big chested lady, and
I'm literally looking
it's
this
gonna
up.
kill me. I should
have
know this,
to.
but she lost her head. She was driving a convertible. Her daughter is actually on Law and Order. I think her daughter's Mariska Hargitay.
Wait, Melissa?
Hargitay?
We're literally Googling this.
Sounds like my fiance's last name. It's not.
I like his last name.
Hardaway.
Oh, you're talking about, wait, is this Jane Mansfield?
Jane Mansfield. Thank
Jane
you. I don't know
Mansfield.
why my brain just
Yeah.
blanked. but I
Wait, she
should be
got
able
her
to know.
head chopped off?
She was beheaded in a car accident. So I think that I think she like T-boned like a truck or something like that. Or
Oh my gosh.
in the accident, I know that she was like decapitated.
Oh wow, I didn't know that was her mom. That's so fascinating.
Yeah, if you look at the comparative pictures between it's
No, I
Mariska
am.
Hargitay, right?
Yeah, they literally look so much alike.
Yeah, they side by side comparisons. It's wild. Like I
It's
never
like a
associated
brunette
them.
version of her. Like this is wild.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, she was stunning.
Yeah, I love Jane Mansfield.
Wow. Her skin is flawless. Very into this story.
You
Right
know what's
now.
so interesting is that Anna Nicole she loves Marilyn, and I think she's an eternal Marilyn fan. But I know that like she was hired onto the Guess campaign because they thought she actually looked like Jane Mansfield and not Marilyn Monroe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Does she look like Jane Mansfield? I'm trying to think of like
I think
those Guess campaigns were awesome.
I love that Guess campaign.
I guess she kind of does
Beautiful.
look a little bit like her.
I think that maybe styling is more similar than Marilyn. I think that
It's
know.
wild because I used to have super platinum solid blonde hair like that.
You got to do it
So
once.
long. I actually thought about doing it again. It's just so hard on your hair. But then I actually just mentioned, I was like, Charlie, so I have a wild idea. And he's like, oh gosh, what are you about to say? And I was like, I really want to buy one of those really well done, expensive wigs in solid blonde and just wear those instead and just have like a super platinum blonde wig. Yeah. And he goes, so it begins. Like I've told him from the start that I'm going to start wearing wigs at some point, like Moira off like Schitt's Creek. Like I'm fully going to have a wig room and have a ton of wigs.
I love that. I love that for you. I'm fully supportive. Like I want to go wig shopping with you.
I actually saw Katy Perry had one on recently that looked perfect. It was platinum solid blonde. And that's what inspired me. I was like, I really need to have a blonde wig.
You know, those good wigs are like $3,000.
Oh my God, they're
like,
so expensive. No, it's crazy. Like so expensive.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Like, do you want a bag or a wig?
I know. Actually, speaking of bags, I tried to find a bag that I really want. And
what do you want?
I couldn't find it. It's everyone has it. I'm not sold on it because it's pricey, but I wanted to try the Louis Vuitton bum bag that everyone has because I'm very into hands-free.
Yeah. Stuff. How much is that? Is it like 25?
It's like 2,000.
Yeah.
But I can't. I called and I went to the store. First of all, I was like, man, Louis Vuitton is popping. Like it is. I thought like people were not going to be. It's a pandemic. No, there was a line out the door.
Yeah.
I had to wait an hour to get inside. And I went in and I had called and made sure they had it. And I walked in, they're like, no, we sell out of those instantly. So I haven't even been able to try one on because I want to see like the fit of it. If I like it. And I don't know, it's a pricey fanny pack. It's a pricey
it really
fanny
is. Pack. I felt like such a dick just now. I was like, what is it like 25? Like, I hope that I just know the prices of bags. I don't want people to think that I'm like,
$2,500. Yeah. I shit that. Thank you.
Like, no, I don't. I'm pretty at, I feel like whenever I first started this influencer job, I was like, year 2, I'm going to be bags every quarter, bags, 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 bags. And now it's like, I want to invest that money. I don't want to
No, yeah, you want to be smart. Yeah, no, I never think that. There's no part of you where I think you just throw money to the wind. For people who
no.
do that and want to do that, good for you. But for me, I'm like, I do want to invest. I also want to like buy a house and
Yeah,
invest
me
in
too.
that. That's like such a big thing.
And also I was thinking about it because I paid a butt ton of money for these extensions, right?
God,
So
extensions are expensive.
the thought process there, I was like, I could get like a bag, but I would still feel busted with like my crispy hair. That's like
Yeah, when I was getting my actual extent, because what kind do you have? Are they like hand sewn?
hand sewn wefts, baby.
Yeah, I had those and woo, the upkeep, I loved them. But then I was like, I love my clip-ins. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just used to them and I like kind of pulling them out when I don't like obviously want them. But the hand tied ones, man, those are like, they're great. They look really great.
They're intense. I think that I was like way too careful with them at the beginning. I like wouldn't do anything. And now I feel like I'm a little sloppy with them. So I need to find that happy medium of like
I got like
taking
that.
care of them enough and like
Yeah. I
not.
started like not wanting, I was like, I'll just throw it around. They'll get ratty.
Yeah, in the back I've got like a cute little situation and I really need to get a blowout.
Yeah, blowouts are a lifesaver with hair
Mm-hmm.
extensions.
Yeah.
Well, next time maybe I'll have a blonde, super blonde
Oh,
wig.
oh my God. I would love
I
that.
feel like I would really be so stoked about it. I'm like already looking at myself
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that'd be fun.
I
I want
support the
to.
wigging out. I think that like wigs should just be more commonplace in general.
I think they actually will. I have a feeling that they will become more commonplace only because dyeing your hair, especially if you want like fun, like what if I want purple one day? I don't know. What if I want like a fun? It's so hard on your hair, especially since I used to be a hairstylist. I used to have to like do those people's hair that wanted like to go back. And I was like, your hair is going to fall out. So I have the finest hair in the entire world
What's the most annoying ask for a
for,
client?
for a hairstylist when a client
Yeah.
asks. Oh, one of them, well, Pinterest kind of was the downfall for a lot of hairstylists because it created unrealistic expectations for like everyone. So
Mm-hmm.
people would bring in these pictures, especially people who had super dark hair naturally. And it was when the phase when gray silver was really popular and they
Yeah.
wanted like this silver balayage. And I'm like, you cannot get there without doing it like 3 to 5 times and your hair is going to be really like not feeling good. But they never understood. They were like, "Well, I saw Kim Kardashian." I'm like, "Kim Kardashian is wearing a wig." They didn't understand that they wear wigs. And so I would have to tell them gently that it's a wig that is not done overnight. And so
So
those
you,
were
in reality, you kind of not only do you resent Pinterest, but you sort of resent the thing that you're going to chase and get that wig
I
because your
know.
wigs are going to get some girl to go to the salon and be like,
They're
well,
gonna be like,
this girl I follow
"Ashley."
just went platinum blonde.
Yeah, basically. Basically, everyone needs to realize that all celebrities basically have $30,000 wigs just lining in their walls. And I will say those wigs are so they look so real. Like it's even as a hairstylist, I'm like, that's incredible. But yeah, I
I
feel
love
like
it.
it's so crazy that I did hair for 10 years. Sometimes I miss it sometimes just because like I'll see someone's hair and I'll be like, ooh, I kind of want to like fix it or like do something
Yeah.
different on their hair. But it was a fun time. I also did makeup for weddings, which was a wild time as well. So
Mm.
all the brides,
I feel
all
like
the
I know so
brides.
many people who are wedding vendors.
Oh, really?
That seems like
And you're getting
a
married
common friendship.
soon.
I am.
Have you
Yes.
like, do you have a Pinterest with like everything that you're like, do you
I
take photos?
do. I do, but I don't. I'm like such a weird bride. I'm like, okay, let's do this. Like I know what I want in my mind. And I feel like I'm so grateful because my wedding planner, a wonderful woman, Jen Rios Weddings on Instagram, you guys.
Cute.
I think that she understands who I am like right off the bat. I think I said to her that I was like super uncomfortable with a traditional wedding and I wanted like a spooky wedding. And she's like, I got you.
Oh,
And I
I
was like,
love
but like
that.
not like a Halloween wedding. It's not in October. It's November. So we can get away with a little bit of spook, you know, in
Mm-hmm.
there, but not like not over the top. And anytime I would go wedding dress shopping, um, for work, because I do have some campaigns that revolve around me, like trying on bridal
Yeah.
for like paid campaigns. But like anytime I would be in those situations, a sales associate would come and help me, and she'd be like, well, what kind of bride are you? And I was like, I want to feel like a ghost, like a really sexy
like a sexy
ghost, like, you know, like a woman who is like, I used to live in this house.
I kind of like
and
that.
and like she seduces the man, like the
What do
main
they say when
character.
you tell them that? Are they like, oh, we're on it? Or are they like, what are
I
you
mean, I'm
talking
in the
about?
South. I feel like they kind of get it, you know, like there's some women who do get it and they're like, yeah, but there's others who are like, okay.
Okay. I
And
love a good Southern accent.
at the end of the day, a lot of them just bring me the flattering big girl dress, which
Wait,
is
so
that
what is the flattering big girl dress? I want to know what they think that is.
I think it's like a structured A-line dress with like a big
Oh,
princess poof.
A-line.
So like
Okay.
they have like a it's always like a super structured boned bodice, like
Okay.
kind of like a corset
Like
top.
more fitted and then it kind of A's out.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like you it like pushes up the boobies and like
Got
creates
it.
a nice hourglass for you. And that's just like not what I'm truly interested in. And it doesn't speak to the design that I'm envisioning for my wedding. So I'm doing probably just a basic. I have 2 wedding dress options en
Oh,
route to
hi.
me.
Hi, my cat.
Hi, Kenny.
So you have 2 options en route.
Yeah. Well, they're both, one is from Beholden, and I just pulled the trigger and I was like, this is what I want. Like, I don't want to go try on shit in the store. I know that this is the dress that I want.
They
So I'm
have
just going
really
to
nice
order it.
dresses.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. And I also don't like retail situations. Like, I really love just like, and I used to be a retail girl who enjoyed helping people, but I also knew when to stay away from people because I have that
Yep.
personality.
Mm-hmm.
I like to go into a store and be completely anonymous and just pull things for
That's
myself.
literally how I am. I used to work retail as well. And like, I feel that so hard. Like, I want to be anonymous. 100%.
I get so like, I especially because all the women I've worked with at boutiques are thinner women. And so I'm just like, they're like, hi. And it
Mm-hmm.
just feels so like they feel bad for me, or they don't know like where I'm coming from. So they don't know like what type
Or
of
they don't know what to
language.
get or what you would like.
Yeah.
They don't understand it. Yeah. I actually walked into a store the other day because I hadn't been to the mall in forever pretty much. And I finally went in and I was going through every store and I kind of got like overwhelmed because there were so many stores that I was like having like, oh, I was getting really distracted. Walked in a store and it was like one person. Then literally I walked away and I was like, okay, that one person kind of like was telling me all the sales and weird. It was just like overwhelming. And then I
Mhm.
went 2 minutes, like walked around another person. And then 1 minute later, another, and I was like, I just want to not be seen right now.
I
Like,
think they got to be bored out of their mind too. You know
oh,
what I mean?
absolutely.
And I feel like for me, the most effective salespeople are the people who I'm like, maybe you should be an influencer, but they're the people that are like
Yeah, that's true.
genuinely excited about a product,
Yeah.
you know? So
And
like,
you know, it's genuine because you can tell when someone's just trying to like sell something to you.
yes. And I think that like a lot of my friends who previously worked retail are people that I know in this industry, in the influencer industry now, who were previous like retail people.
Mm-hmm.
I always, or people who like worked at like for brands, like at a, you know, like at an administrative level, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I can tell that they're passionate about product. And I think that like that's where it doesn't feel like you're selling to me. I think it's like, dude, I just got this new lipstick. How cool is it? Like I want to show you. Like
Yeah.
I think that that's the authentic influencer to me, is that
Yeah.
girl who's like, look at all this stuff. And then how like when you and I relate to one another, and how
Like you
whenever
showed me the green cream and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And you were like, it was authentic. And I was like, okay, I'm sold on this. Like, this is
and
amazing.
we were, yeah, we were just showing each other our shit. And
Yeah.
I was so like pumped to see like what was in your bathroom and all the products that you had.
Yeah.
I feel like that's, I mean, I absolutely feel that you are genuine in like what you produce on Instagram, and it's because you're a person that gets excited for and passionate about product.
Yeah, I do. And especially because I'm trying to get back into the beauty kind of stuff. I find that stuff
Mm.
kind of fascinating that I'm learning that like when I did makeup for weddings like 10 years ago, it's so different now. There's so many products and it's like it is very exciting because you get something and you're like, this is so cool. Like very exciting. But I'm very excited to see your wedding dress. Obviously, I think the whole world is. I say the whole world. I'm like the whole world is very excited. Um,
I got one from Beholden, like a full price one. And then I was doing Sunday Steals, which is a newsletter I have. For those of you who don't know, I have a newsletter where every Sunday I send you deals and steals straight to your inbox. Sign up. I have a sign up link in my profile. Um, But I was doing Sunday Seals and I was on the Anthropologie website, and Anthropologie, if you're interested in Beholden, Anthropologie's sales section online and in stores will sometimes have Beholden product.
Yeah.
And I saw another dress that was super similar in silhouette to the one that I had ordered at full price, but this one was $170. So I
Oh my
bought that
gosh.
too as a backup.
That's
And
awesome.
so now I have like a couple of options to choose between. The only thing that's kind of a bummer is that I can't return the $170 one, but if it doesn't work out, like I'll do something with it.
This is exciting. I love weddings so much.
Me too. I'm very, very, very exciting. I got one thing that I'm super pumped about that I will share on here because I'm just like, I'm trying to keep it secret, but this thing is just too cool. This is like one of the things that made me choose my caterer. And
Oh my
like,
gosh, tell me.
I'm a Cheugy fall bitch. We've established this. Cheugy fall bitch. And
Cheugy.
when I was looking through different caterers, the one that stood out to me on the main page of their site, they had like a previous event they threw, and it was a corporate event. So I had to like ask them if they would do this for my wedding. And I feel like it was the most princessy, because normally I would be like, accept whatever people could do straightforward. But on this, I was like, no, I see that you did this for a small corporate event, and I want you to do it for like the 150 people that are going to be at my wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is going to get
What's up?
a mini pumpkin served to them with like a quinoa salad inside of it.
Really?
So you're gonna get a pumpkin that's like this
That's
big.
so cute.
As big as your face, and it's gonna be hollowed out with a salad inside it,
You
baby.
get a salad inside of a pumpkin. That's sick.
I feel like, I don't know, like go off.
That's very like vibey November vibes. I love it.
Go off Great Hall, Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's the vibe. I love that Harry Potter. Oh my God. I'm very excited for this whole thing.
So I think that that one's one that everyone's gonna get. I think it's the first course, and then you get
How many courses are you having?
Okay, so we have there's gonna be the ceremony, then we have a cocktail hour, and there's gonna be some mad hors d'oeuvres during this time.
Dude.
And we have a 3-course meal. So we have like
wow,
soup and salad, and then like a choice of entree, and then something like a dessert.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's the wedding cake. I don't know. And then when we were eating the food, we were like, this is so heavy. We need to have like a coffee bar. So we're going to have our own special after dinner coffee bar for everybody.
That's really cute.
That's going to have like 3 drinks. I think we did like a honey lavender latte and like a hazelnut latte and like a pumpkin spice latte. Got to do it.
Cheugy.
And I'm the Chugarella, baby.
Chugarella. Pumpkin
and then I
spice.
think that we might be passing around like a milk and cookies shot like after dancing or during dancing. So there's like lots of food at this situation.
I mean, weddings, you got to show it. When you go to a wedding and there's good food, it makes like all the difference. Yeah. Especially if you want people to be like dancing. And I mean, dancing for me, I get hungry when I'm dancing. So I feel like having those little things along the way are so important. I was actually watching a Real Housewives recently, and I watched that one of the girls had got married, and everyone was slamming her for only having charcuterie boards. And I found it so funny. They were like, "That's not dinner," and she was like, "It is though. It's meats and cheeses." And they were like, "We were hungry," and I was like, "This is a thing. Like people need food at weddings, guys."
I mean, I'm going to sit here and be the devil's advocate here, because if you have enough charcuterie, I'm fine. Like I'll eat mozzarella balls until morning. Like until morning.
These housewives though, you know how their expectations
it's more about,
I love a charcuterie board. They want like, filet mignon. That's what they're wanting.
Seriously, you get me a bowl just of those marinated mozzarella balls.
Those are so good.
What's this place? This is fancy.
It's so good. I used to get those all the time. Actually, now I want to go buy those.
I honestly might after we have our conversation, because I'm having a girlfriend over tonight, and I'm going to make, Jaclyn Hill just did a recipe, not just did, but recently on her channel, maybe like last 6 videos of her like favorite snacks. You know, Jaclyn Hill, the makeup artist.
Yeah. I didn't know she does like stuff like that as well.
She does some lifestyle content now, and I think it's really, really fun. And I think that like those are my favorite videos from her, just because her personality is so fun and laid back. She makes this corn dip, and it's literally just like Mexicorn and mayonnaise, and I think like 3 different types of cheeses. And I'm going to make that tonight for my friends.
That sounds so good.
I can't
It's easy to make too, probably.
Yeah, it's like 2 cans of this Mexi corn and you squirt a bunch of mayonnaise in it, maybe like a full cup. Dude. And I think it's Gouda and
Oh
Parmesan
my God.
and pepper jack cheese on top. And you just bake it.
Amazing.
My goal is to constipate my friends when they come over to my house, like, and to like make sure they can't get off the couch. Like,
Welcome to Rosie's. You will not leave and you will be constipated. I
and
love
you're
that.
also, because they can't get up from the couch. I'm like, ah, yes, time for me to choose the movie. Enjoy. No. I want everybody who's listening to know, full disclosure, Ashlee's in my dream equally is to figure out a content we can create where we can just wear sweats all
Yeah,
the time.
basically.
And
Absolutely. I
if
actually
this
want
is
people
that,
to comment and let us know if they want us to vlog because I mean, I really think our vlogs would be fascinating.
I don't care if they want me to. We're gonna do it. So, like one of the things I think a lot of us do is like, hey guys, there's this thing I want to try. What do you think? And I already have like done it.
You already know that you're gonna, yeah, you're like, I already love this. Like, why am I asking?
What do you guys think about me starting a YouTube channel? Yes or no?
I
And
think
then I have like 3 YouTube movies already like, filmed.
it's a tactic. It's a way to involve people, but I agree. I think when everyone asks that, they already always have their mind made up on what they want to do.
Yeah, it's in the can. I mean, I think that to some degree, because at the end of the day, a lot of people don't know, and this sounds, oh man, this is gonna sound, maybe we'll edit this out. Who knows? It sounds manipulative on my part, but I feel like people come and go from our profiles so frequently that like if you're gonna totally start doing something brand new and people don't like it, there will be people that come in that love it.
Yeah.
So
It's wild. I feel like I'll have moments where like tons of people are coming to my account and then I'm like, well, I must have said something that some people did not like or something. So, oh, this is fun.
And what's great is that you never know. And I try not to get too personally involved on that. I think that I used to care so much about every move I ever made. And I think there's a freedom of kind of like hanging loose and letting it all hang out and kind of being a goober. However, it does make me more consistently worried about income. It makes me worried about like if a brand's going to see me and think she's not too polished, like,
The
do we
only thing
need to
with that
like
though is
work with her?
I sometimes have that thought too, but then I also think there are so many creators that maybe from the outside, maybe they don't seem as polished or something,
Yeah.
but huge brands are still working with them.
Or like like Emma Chamberlain, like I think that she's kind of the
Yeah.
anti-vlogger, the anti-YouTuber. I feel like when she first came onto the scene, she was and she still is great. I'm not saying she's not, but she was so different from the status quo of like what hyper produced influencer content on YouTube looked like. And I think that she was so different, her approach, that it really made her stand out. And now so many people are doing like kind of the Emma Chamberlain like vibe.
Yeah, that's very true.
I love her. I think she's so cute. I wish that she had been around when I was first starting out, because I think it would have made me feel a lot less guilty of some of the stuff that I would put out into the world.
Did you first start on Instagram or how did you?
I mean, my background is so muddy because I would really say like in the realm of like public facing content, I started making comedy videos with friends, like sketch videos back in, like early, like mid 2000s. So like 2011 onward. That was my jam. And then that just like, I was so passionate about following influencers. Like I love all the New York girls. I love Noelle Downing. I love Rachel Martino. I love Steffi. I love Jaglaver. I'm always going to butcher that business.
I know. I actually said her name one time because I was talking about her account because I like her account as well. And I think someone corrected me, but I can't remember what they said.
Her name is Rachel as well. And I think it's Jaglaver. I think it's Jaglaver.
I think someone said
pronounce,
yeah.
Is it a Swedish word? I love those girls. And I think that I was looking at their accounts like on a daily basis when I was working retail. I was just like, oh, so cozy, so cute. Their friendship is so sweet to witness.
Yeah, it's always nice when I will say their friendship, viewing it and seeing it, it seems like such an authentic, cool thing. It doesn't seem, because some people I think also wonder like, are these like fake friendship? How do all these, and like they're one of the people, I think there are fake friendships out there and people create these like, hype houses or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're obviously like they've been doing it so long, and they also live in the same neighborhood, and they just happen to like click, and it works, and it's a true friendship.
And I love them, I think, because they have like a nerdy geeky side that they let
Yeah.
hang out, and it's so
Hmm.
cute. Like they're all like fangirls of different things. And
Well, they're not, they get into things. Like if it's fall, they have their, that's what I feel like I was a little nervous to do, because when the holidays come up, I felt like, oh, I have to be a certain way or whatever. And I think people didn't realize like about me until the last couple of years. I really like you said, certain fan things. Like I love dressing up like Harry Potter stuff sometimes, or I love fall, interesting content, or and I noticed they were doing that. And I think that was when I was like, oh, it kind of inspired me in that way to like be more comfortable with
yeah,
being okay with, interesting niches that I love and like sharing them. So I do think that they do that so well, and their friendship is like well known and people love it.
something really that like brought something to mind about what I like about their content so much is that I don't see them judging themselves. So I think that like to be a really successful fashion influencer, it's almost like you're too cool for school, and maybe you
Yeah.
wouldn't be doing something that like could read as basic or chuggy. But I feel like there isn't an ounce of like self-judgment in those girls' work. I think that they're all doing things because they genuinely really love it.
Mm-hmm.
So even if someone would be like, oh, it's so basic to decorate for fall or whatever, they don't give a shit. I don't personally give a shit. I love
No,
chugging
yeah.
it up. And now I have a word for it. So
I this
they
was this last year was the first year I like went all out with my mantle for fall. And I
mm-hmm.
remember I posted the photo, and it was so well received, which made me so happy because it was such a candid, like I was wearing all orange. I had gone out and got so many pumpkins and leaves and all kinds of things. And I remember having that moment because you used the word basic, and I thought, look, everyone's gonna think I'm so basic, but like at the same time, I fucking am. Like
Yeah.
I don't, I mean, you know what I mean? I like things that other people like. Like I like indulging in pumpkins and
Did you
decorating
see
my
my
house.
TV? Did you see what I did with my frame TV?
No, I didn't.
I framed my frame TV in fucking leaves from Michael's.
That's right. You did frame your TV. Yeah, we had leaves. We had gotten so many leaves. Like, but it
Yeah.
was so fun. I
And
loved
I'm
it. I
gonna go
did like a
crazier
table
this
scape.
year.
Yeah, I had like a dining room table set up. And I was like, I mean, am I having 10 people over? No, but I'm going to set this dining table up for like a spooky dinner.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so fun.
Ooh, that makes me think of something. So I'm gonna enlighten you on my train of thought here. So we're influencers, we decorate for all seasons, and every year this happens because like I will have to get a campaign kind of like in August that's about like fall apparel. Like so in
Hmm.
August last year I got like um a company had launched their like Halloween stuff. So I was like wearing a ghost sweater in August, being like, hey, like it's already out now. Like go get it. It will sell out. And there's always these comments that are like, it's 98 degrees in Dallas.
You're like,
And
well,
I'm like, okay, like let's all buy into this is what I do as a job. And the fact that like I'm not
yeah.
wearing this fucking ghost sweater for the next 8 hours of my day. Like I never, ever, ever told my audience that like, hey, these pictures of me in these clothes are 100% what I'm wearing all day long the day I'm
Yeah.
photographed when I'm wearing it. Like that was never
It's
the narrative.
that holiday is absolutely everything is. We were shooting Christmas stuff, like holiday stuff, way before that time. And so
Yeah.
like our holiday tree was up so early this year or this past year. It was so funny. But yeah, people do. I felt funny because I was wearing like red and green or orange, and people probably do have that voice where they're like, it's literally hot in Dallas. Like, you look wild. What's wrong? But it's like, literally, I'm promoting it's fall time. And also, I will say, even if the weather doesn't agree, sometimes I still just walk around my house in like fall
Oh yeah.
stuff.
Oh,
It's fun.
I know that like I love sweatshirts. I think they're so comfortable. And I know that as soon as it's summer here, I'm gonna crank my AC so I can just wear sweatshirts in my house. Like,
I can't wait to resurface my Hocus Pocus sweatshirt.
oh fuck.
That is one of my favorites.
Damn.
Very excited about that.
I'm already thinking, like, to me, do you ever feel like you live through seasons faster? Because like I'm already like, fuck summer, it's over. Like,
Oh, way faster. And I feel like the last like October, November, December, all that went by like immediately
yeah.
gone. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. I know summer. I'm like, summer. It's weird that it's already May. Like, I didn't really fully process it till the other day. And I was like, oh, when's August? And I was like, oh my gosh, August is like 2 months from now.
That's
Wait, June, July,
crazy.
August, 3 months from now. I always have my timeline messed up. But yeah, I'm just surprised it's already summer. It's not
Yeah.
quite hot. Is it hot in Dallas yet?
No, not yet. I mean, it's not hot enough to swim. And like we have a beautiful apartment pool that I'm very excited about swimming in
That's
all
so
summer
nice.
long. Yeah, you got to come out and visit me just so we can swim.
I know. That's the one thing we don't have is a pool. And I'm like, I keep saying, I'm like, I really want to just lay by pool and swim.
Pools are great. I think they're like, I get you live by a stunning fucking ocean. Good for you. But
But sometimes you don't want to, you just want to like be in a pool, like,
yeah.
or you want to be by a pool and not, and as much as I love sand, I think I used to be very for the beach, like beach only, diehard beach. Now, as I'm getting older, I feel like I'm definitely becoming more of a pool bitch.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about like, and Charlie's all about the pool. He's definitely like more pool guy.
I'll tell you what it
So
is. I think it's like the convenience and safety of it. Cause like I'm not thinking about what's swimming underneath my feet. And for some reason, I feel like I'm more likely to get a sunburn at the beach than I am in a pool.
yeah,
I feel like no matter how much I prepare for the beach, I'm always leaving a little pink, but like I'm better at protecting myself at a swimming pool. I have no idea why.
maybe are there umbrellas and like nice little chairs at
That's
your,
probably what it is.
yeah.
And I'm probably like, when you go to the beach, not you, because you live at the beach. But when I lived in LA and I was living in the valley and I would go to the beach, it wouldn't be like, I'm going to go to the beach for an hour. It'd be like, I'm going to the beach for 6 hours because I have to get my ass over here.
Entire day.
Yeah.
And I will say, I'm so good about reapplying sunscreen, but I went for the first time, like it was really sunny out and it felt great. I went to eat like a salad at the beach for a second. And we only were out there for like an hour.
Wow.
I never get burnt on my legs. My legs were so burnt and I had like peeling all over and I was shocked. So I feel like, yeah, the beach definitely roasts me.
Damn.
Roasted.
Damn.
Well, we hope you guys really enjoyed our podcast. This is obviously the first of many. We really have no idea what we're doing, but we really wanted to come together and just have fun. So we hope you guys enjoyed our bimbo-ness.
Yeah.
Right,
And I
Rosey?
hope that you are now comfortable in your Chug identity.
Dude, I'm definitely a
Whoever else is a
Cheugy.
Chug.
If
Yeah.
you're a Cheugy, let us know. We can all Chug night. Chug night, baby.
Please leave us a review. I know that that's what you're supposed to ask for is a review.
Oh, yeah. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
All the goods. We love you guys.
Nice. I mean, go off. I don't know. I'm not going to read the comments. So go off.
Yeah, go off. We need to know all the details and hope you guys enjoyed our bimbo-ness.
Yeah. I don't think I like a dildo, man. If it's not vibrating, what's the point?